We're here.
My background
We're
feels different.
here.
I
Does
don't
that
trust that
say
flamingo.
happy chickens?
Yeah,
Okay, that
I
says something
don't.
about chickens, but there's a flamingo above it. That's
Yeah, I
confusing
don't.
me.
My wife obviously decorated this. It says,
Mm.
"I don't have my ducks in a row. I have chickens, and they're everywhere." And what's crazy is right now we don't have chickens.
And but you got a plastic flamingo.
We sit on a throne of lies, and
That's
over
right.
there is feminist propaganda.
Oh well.
Yeah, there you go,
So what's up, Clint? How you doing, buddy?
man. I'm doing fantastic. You know what? I think we got a lot to talk about. I mean, football. I mean, dude, it is. Is it even 2 days anymore?
I don't know.
It
No,
is
it's
one a
just
day,
something.
one and a half a days.
They do something called practice. They call it.
Yeah,
They wear spiders. I don't know.
yeah. I don't
Is
even
it
know what spiders are.
tarantulas, black widows? I don't.
When I
I
was
don't
in
know.
college, it was full pads, half pads, shorts.
Yeah.
It was those three. There were no like they're in spiders. They're in the orogonic bubble today. The organic bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, but you know what? This Arkansas team's got a fullback. That's all I need to know, my friend.
That's all that matters.
You know what you need to know how to do though?
I know what they need to do, but you need to tell them.
Travis, do you want to tell them? You want to tell them what they
No,
need to
you
do?
should tell them.
Okay, you know what? You should give us a like
Yep.
because we're adorable. Look at
Like it.
this.
Look how adorable.
Then you should subscribe because it's gonna feel good, make Travis even more adorable.
Yeah.
And then share it. Share it.
Share.
Like maybe you were friends with a plastic flamingo here.
Yeah.
I was trying to do
Look
that.
at
I'm
there.
like, I could never be a weatherman because this would be over here. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to even I've got all I gotta do is point directly to the flamingo.
Yeah.
I can't quite
Yeah.
line it up. You enjoy these
There's a
shenanigans?
donkey. There's a donkey.
Well, yeah,
And
there
you know
is a
what
donkey.
that is?
I was looking behind me for the donkey.
You know what that is?
That
That's a Sean Michelle.
that's a shot of Michelle. You know what? He should take it away right now.
Listen to some Sean Michelle, folks.
1, 2, 3, 4. You ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you will change his name. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner
I feel
set free?
straight.
I promise you will change his name. Lord, change his name. My Lord, change his name.
We can talk about that.
Can you hear me now? Church, can you hear me now? Ever seen a broken heart made whole? Ever seen an orphan find a home? Ever seen the weak find the strength? I promise you will change his name. Ever seen the sick get healed? Ever seen a mystery revealed? Ever seen a death man raised?
What's up, everybody? It's time. It's time for the Hawg Slop podcast. I'm your boy, Bigger T, and I'm joined as always by my man, my best friend, Big C, Clint Clark. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I am fantastic. Trav, one of the things I've been doing, me and you talked about it last week, is I've been playing some golf.
Yeah.
So I took my son to the driving range
Mm.
and he hit some few balls. So I ended up taking him out to the practice course with me. Little father and son bonding time, if you will,
Yeah.
which is stressful being in charge of another person on a golf course. Like it was not relaxing at all,
Yeah.
especially and there's two people playing golf and I'm the good one. You are in trouble, my friend. So, so I'm out there. We're just playing the practice course. The Riverside here in Victoria has got like a 5-hole practice course. It's just for practice. They keep up with it. Hardly anybody plays it, so it's cheap. So, and I'm like, man, and I'm terrible at golf. So I go over there and I just play the practice course. So I just nailed the day, found hole one though. I played that thing like 4 times, and I just today found hole one, and I found it after I played 5. I'm like,
Wow.
what's that sign right there? That's hole one. So anyway, yeah. So I found hole one today, so that was exciting. But so now we get to hole three on this was a Wednesday, and I hit a terrible shot, just terrible. It's horrific. It like ends between it like there's a little pond and it's kind of up against the women's tee, so I hit it kind of off to the left. So my son hits a shot that's actually somewhat better than mine. So hey, we'll just play your shot, bud. So I go to see if I can find my ball. I get the cart over there. And the cart starts, it's got a computer in it, man. Like it's
Yeah.
not like back in the day when like
Yeah.
you could just run reckless like we used to do in a cart. It's like they started flashing restricted area, just back up. So my thing was back it up far enough where I can go and I'll just put it in drive because like, you'll take it out of drive.
Yeah.
All you can do is put it in reverse. So I put it in reverse and I start turning so I can just, head straight out where I came from. Well, I kept turning and it kept saying it would not go forward. And I kept backing up and then finally I hit a tree. Because like I was like, oh crap. And so like, man, so I had to take it. We ended up taking all my stuff. We didn't take the stuff off, go back. And I told him, I said, look, I'm sorry, I backed up into a tree. It just I didn't. I said I tried to put it in neutral so I could push it. I mean, it wouldn't let you go, it wouldn't even go in neutral. Is you're like,
Well,
well, next
first of all,
time.
Clint, I think
Yeah.
I know what the problem was with this whole thing.
Yeah, what's that?
You probably shouldn't have taken the cart into the farmer's land next door to the course.
It was
'Cause
not
you're
in the
probably
far
driving through like a wheat field somewhere
wheat
in
field. Like,
West
yeah,
Texas and East Texas there.
East, South Texas. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was,
you probably just, you're probably like two plantations over,
yeah,
just,
yeah,
ball hauling through the field, and they're like, "Hey, we got to get this guy back to the
yeah.
to the mainland over here." So,
Like
no,
they're
that's
like, hey,
funny,
what?
man.
Like they like I've been like so yeah. So anyway, the cart was at my house.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
So,
wait a minute, this house is not supposed to be here.
yeah,
Why is this golf cart in Camden, Arkansas?
yeah, that's right.
Yes, I had to walk back because they gave me a rain check to come back, and then and then the lady wrote my stuff down. So
Yeah,
yeah, I got to go back. Thankfully,
yeah.
I tried to tell the girl like, you have a rain check. Why do you have a rain check? I'm like, well, what had happened was
Because I'm a big dummy.
I'm a big
That's
dummy.
why.
I don't know how to back up straight, ma'am. I
That's
don't know
right.
what
Yeah.
to tell you. I
I
have
had an
problems.
accident in your cart.
Yeah, I'm
And
like,
that's
hey,
why.
that's like they're like I'm out there and when I back up into that tree, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like like I couldn't believe it was just more embarrassing. I just can't imagine whoever come up behind us.
Yeah.
They go to number three on the practice
They're
course.
like looking at that. Yeah.
There's an abandoned golf cart
Yeah.
right there.
Why is there a cart left in the middle of the course?
Middle of the course, kind of almost in between the women's tee and the men's tee.
Yeah.
Looks
Well,
like
Clint,
short people would get a tee. Oh, go ahead.
now you and I've gone to, I guess, at least one Major League Baseball game together, right? Went to
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Went to Cincinnati, went and
And
watched the Reds
you've been to
play.
some other ones, I know, and I've been to some other ones too.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you think about going to a baseball game at a NASCAR? Did you hear about the one in Bristol, Tennessee?
I heard about it. I can't.
It was going to be supposed to be like the highest attended game, but it ended up getting rained out. And they really didn't want to delay it to the next day because both the teams, which I believe it was the Braves against Cincinnati, if I remember right.
Right.
I think what was it, Cincinnati?
I have no idea.
I think it was Cincinnati. But anyway, the teams wasn't planning on staying the night because where they were having it, even though because of all the fans that were going to be there, they didn't have a hotel room. They didn't have a hotel for the baseball team. They were just going to fly back after the game that night so they could, because I think they've been playing quite a few games and that way they could rest their people have a day of rest on Sunday. It was a Saturday They were going to rest on Sunday before they started another series on Monday. And so Major League Baseball didn't want to postpone the game. They wanted to play it that night, but all they got in was like less than an inning.
Mm,
And a lot of those people just drove to the game. They didn't
right.
they didn't have hotel rooms. Uh anyway, it was I'm not a to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of like these makeshift like playing games in stadiums that's not built for those. Like to me, a baseball stadium is built for baseball.
Well, you know, and I do like they played in the Field of Dreams one
Okay,
game.
now that was a good one. That was a good
Then
one.
they played in the and then they play at Williamsport every year. I love that. You know, I love
Yeah,
that. I think what baseball's trying to do, because let's just be honest, you know, it is football, it is basketball, and it is baseball.
yeah,
For a while, baseball was ahead of basketball. Now I would say they switched as far
yeah,
as
probably so.
I have not researched viewership numbers,
Yeah,
but I'm
me
just
either.
saying. But I do think baseball's trying things to stay relevant, and I think some the steroid scandals hurt baseball. The the strike, people still get just sick of the labor stuff,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it is
Well, but like another one, like when they played that basketball game on the aircraft carrier,
okay, yeah.
that was a little strange.
Okay, but first off, I'm not a hockey fan at all.
Yeah.
The outdoor hockey game
Okay,
once a
now
year,
that is cool. Yeah, yeah, you're
that
right.
has to when they go play when the Blackhawks play whoever at Soldier Field, that is awesome, my friend.
Now I did hear an idea on ESPN radio. I think it was on the Sunday show that they had, but I may be wrong. But it may be just because I listen to ESPN radio in the morning times because I get up before the buzz gets going. And but one of the commentators on there said what they need to do is play an NBA game at Rucker Park in New York. Now that would be cool. I would watch that on TV for sure.
Yeah.
Play like on a street, like one of the most famous, play there, play one there and play one in Venice Beach. The most famous street ball courts in the world. You
Oh
know,
yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
that'd be fun to watch some guys play there, play on some, non NBA style rims. Yeah. I wish they'd play in Gatlin Park in Conway. Remember that place?
No, I do remember Gatlin. I drove past it all the time. I
The
don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, because we used to run at Gatlin all the time.
oh yeah. I
I mean,
played
it,
and what was cool about it was you had one goal that was 10 foot and one goal that was 9.5. And then every game there, it was just like a court rule. You went to 15 if you're playing full court, you went to 15, and the first team to 8 points, you switched ends. So that way each team had the
yeah.
short goal at least about half the game or whatever. So it didn't matter. Once one team got to 8 points, you switch goals. So you had to adjust your shot halfway through the game because you're used to shooting on a 9.5 foot goal, and all of a sudden you're shooting on a 10 foot goal.
Well, see, we had that at because I mean, me and you, we'd also we would run the courts at Wooster.
Of
We just
course.
be honest. We
Yeah.
we run the courts. I can't shoot a lick, but I can rebound and I can talk trash. And everybody needs that butthole friend that's not scared to be the jerk on the court.
Yeah.
I am that butthole friend. Somebody that's not scared to commit a flagrant foul.
That's right.
Um, so ask Keith Carter.
That's right.
Um,
Take off a future all SEC player.
all SEC basketball player.
Why not?
Get Travis. You wish I
Yeah.
just let him dunk it, didn't
I
you?
did. Yeah, because then he wouldn't have hit 5 threes in my eye after
He
that.
didn't dunk on me though.
He
So
didn't dunk. Yeah.
no, but you remember Wooster had that one short
Yeah.
logo. What was it, an 8 footer?
Well, we could adjust it. You could dock it
Oh,
all the way down to 8 foot and then go up to like 10 and a half. but it was so heavy. Like there was the
Oh yeah, we had to lift
Caden
it up and
Caden Wallace's grandpa was a welder, and he built those goals that we had at Worcester.
right.
And so Bob went to him and said, "Hey, the kids are wanting one that they can lower down to dunk on." And so he says, "Okay, I'll give them one they can dunk on." And dude, that goal, I mean, when we were in high school, I weighed 280, 290,
Right.
and I could hang on the rim and it wouldn't budge.
Yeah.
That's how solid that rim was.
No, yeah.
Not a shooting friendly rim.
No, man, we had a lot of good memories out there playing basketball.
Oh,
So
for sure.
that would be awesome to see, just to see that, out in
Oh
Rome,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Well, and back in the day, before all these AAU and all this different stuff, I mean, that's what those, and all these, those NBA guys used to go to Rucker Park and play in the summertime. It wasn't nothing to see Lou Alcindor and
So
Wilt Chamberlain
let
and
me
those
ask you something,
guys.
Travis, and this was not discussed beforehand in the podcast because you don't see a lot of kids playing street ball anymore.
No.
You just don't. I mean, even me and you, we were two chubby white kids who Travis was a much better basketball player than I am. Like I said, I was that jerk friend that wasn't scared about get you into a fight. Um, but do you think AAU blowing up like it has, the way that circuit is kind of killed street ball?
Well, and just the
I mean, society in general, there's more stuff to
well,
do.
and there's just more gyms. There's more places. I mean, look in Conway where we were. I mean, when we were growing up, you didn't have the sports complexes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we were out of high school when Don Owens opened up.
Oh yeah. And
So
so you had all of a sudden you got these gyms that you could go to and play, and then like even high schools, they're the pressure that they're under to for their players to be able to shoot more and play more. The high school kids have access to the gyms more so than they did when we were kids. I mean, we didn't have of course we didn't play basketball, but like we couldn't go up to the high school and play all the time,
yeah,
and nowadays kids can do that a lot more. Just in Camden, there's a few gyms that kids go to now. There's because there's some Camden's got some, like apartment complexes that are neighborhoods. There's some pretty good street ball that goes on there around, in those places. So I do see quite a bit
no,
of
and
kids playing that. But
my oldest, got to play John Hutchcraft last season at Guy.
mm,
Um, and some of those great Guy teams were built Sunday afternoon open gym.
oh yeah,
He said Hutchcraft's has done Sunday open gym for how many years?
yeah,
He said that's was
yeah,
some great teams were made up there.
yeah.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
There's something about going to a park though on a hot summer day and just, and calling up a bunch of people in line waiting for their
Yeah,
chance to play.
me and you, we'd be hanging out like, hey, you want to go up to Wooster? We go up to Wooster, and
Yeah.
there'd be six more kids up there. They like the Velik's house.
Yeah.
I mean, we there was a lot of basketball games played over at the Velik's house.
Yep.
Uh,
Lots of good ball. Anyway, so all right. Clint, Razorback football is in full swing now. I think they started in pads today, maybe. So uh they're doing a little thudding, a little hitting.
yeah.
We've got to see some post practice interviews, and here's the deal, Clint. Everything seems hunky dory.
Well,
Everybody's the greatest players ever. Now, let's talk about some specifics and we'll get into that. I probably jumped into that too quick. Today, we had the receivers.
yep. I was watching Fouch's interview.
And Monty Harrison is turning 30 on Sunday. And, there's a lot of talk about him. First of all, he's going to be a 30-year-old sophomore football player. And the national media has gotten a hold of that a little bit. They're talking about it. But Fouch, he talked about how Harrison has become like an assistant coach in the room. That he's the type of guy that, he can say something to and that he's going to pass it on to the rest of the room. He seems to have taken on some leadership. Some of the other players, Shanks and what's his name, Omega Blake, they were talking about, and they called him Grandpa and Unc.
Oh yeah, no, you can imagine.
But
I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, you'd have fun with that.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And he seems to be enjoying it, and he even made some jokes. He said, because they were talking about, what it was like, coming back to football after being in the Major League Baseball for so long. He said there was some rust needed to come off. He said I needed some more than WD-40 to get that stuff off. you
Yeah.
know, but I really like what I hear from him. I like what the coaches are saying about him. He's not necessarily talking about, they're not, he's second string, I think, right now. He's running second string, which I think that's expected. But in Petrino's offense, second string wide receiver is going to get a chance to get on the field quite a bit.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be interesting who the six are. I think if there's an area where there's like a true there's a battle going on. I mean, it's there because
Yeah.
about six guys are gonna play, and you've got and which receiver got hurt? CC?
CC, yeah.
Where did they transfer from?
I can't remember where he transferred from.
But you're not. I mean, like you're hearing Omega Blake's name a lot. You're
Mm.
hearing Sharp and Shanks kind of
Yep.
interchangeable in that slot, and then I think C.J. Brown starting right now.
CJ Brown it's CJ Brown, Shanks and Sharp, kind of interchangeable. I think Sharp mainly just because he's more familiar with the offense. He's
Right.
older. Um,
And then
and he's
Omega
more
Blake.
of the, Shanks is he's more of the return guy,
Yeah.
and I think Omega Blake's the other one. But I'm telling you, and we talked about him a little bit. I mentioned him
Well, that's
last
what I
week.
was about to get to is have we found our next I mean, he ain't played a game, but I think the legend of Antonio Jordan's
Yeah.
kind of
That picture
growing.
came out of him catching that ball with, jumping up high, catching it.
Yeah.
I mean, 6'5", 6'6", 234 pounds, fast. Um, One of my, my buddy Matt, who's a high school coach, he said he heard that Embry was talking about he thinks he could be better than Burks, and Embry coached Burks. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the kid should have been a five-star recruit. I think
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
like it is pretty much unanimous across the board.
And that's one of the things you gotta love about the guy, right? Like he didn't care about getting his name out there. He's not big on social media. He committed to Arkansas. He didn't go visit a bunch of other people. A lot of that's why the stars go up because Georgia starts calling and Alabama starts calling and Texas starts calling and then the five stars we get are because they got this big list. Well, he didn't have that list because he was like, I'm going to Arkansas, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And those teams knew it. And you gotta, man, you gotta, and especially in this day and age, a kid that's so different. And Burks was the same way. That's what we loved about Burks in college. Now I'm hoping he has a better freshman year than Burks. I mean, Burks had a pretty good freshman year, but Burks only had like one touchdown his freshman year, I think. I'm hoping Jordan can have more touchdowns than one his freshman year.
Well, I think Jordan's going to help him a lot.
Yeah.
But you got to think, so that I mean, you've got Jalen Brown, hearing a lot of good things about him.
Yeah.
I haven't heard too much about Crutchfield. Um,
Now they asked Fouch about him today, and he said some good things about him, but nothing to really, write home about.
well, I mean, that's just, but I mean, I think that's the depth of the receiver. I
Yeah.
mean, we named seven right there with Crutchfield, former top 150 player, not really being mentioned. I think what was it yesterday? We had or the day before yesterday, we had the tight ends.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was interesting. Rohan Gaines is an interesting kid.
Rohan Jones, isn't it? Thanks, Jones.
Is it Jones?
I'm going to use my one Google an episode.
Okay.
You keep talking, buddy.
But anyway, him and Platt both were great interviews there. And they, Rohan is more of a, he's a downfield threat, speed guy. He's not as
Oh,
big
I was Rohan Jones.
as
Is right.
Jones. Okay.
Okay.
But Rohan Gaines was a defensive back for Arkansas.
Okay. I was going to Google.
That's,
I was going to Google it.
I knew I heard that name somewhere, but anyway, but yeah, but he's those two guys I think are going to be weapons. Platt's more of a do everything guy. He's a good pass receiver, but he's also a good blocker. Jones is, he's a Canadian. Football's, a little different for him. He's at Montana State. Was it Maine? I think before that, somewhere like that.
Maine to Montana State to Arkansas.
Yeah, but he's a guy that they're predicting to be a big weapon, especially in the passing game. We're hearing more. Well, here's the deal, Clint. I was going to ask you about this. What do you think about that? There's a big possibility the starting right side of the offensive line is going to be Kobe and Shaq.
No, I mean, hey, here's the thing. I think we can all agree that the seven guys, they got seven.
Yeah.
That the seven guys are Corey Robertson, Carmona,
Yeah.
and Kittler. And I think those are locked in.
Yeah.
Then you have Marion Harris, Blackenstock, and then you've got Branham and Shaq.
Yeah.
You open up competition.
Yep.
Then you say, hey, who outperforms the others going to start?
Yep.
And if Branham and Shaq win that competition, then that's what should happen. I called in to Chuck Barrett back a long, long, long time ago. It was back when
he had his other show.
Yeah, but who was the quarterback that they moved to wide receiver with when Mustaine was the quarterback?
Was that
It's Robert something.
Robert Johnson?
Robert. Okay, so Robert Johnson's quarterback, but I remember Robert Johnson won the job.
Yeah.
And I called Chuck Barrett. I said, "Man, I feel really, really good that there's a competition and the guy that won the competition starting."
Yeah.
But there's also that when Matt Jones went down and Robert Johnson went into the game, knew we did not have a chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
It's just that. So the two guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but this isn't that. I think you've got. I wasn't a big fan of Blackenstock.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of mistakes. I could tell a huge difference between him and Kudus when they were in the game.
Yeah.
But it seems like they like those combinations together, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. But
to me, he's the one I'm least excited about. But the thing is, and I heard someone brought this up today, I was listening to, and I agree with them. The good thing is that everybody that we talked about is in contention, besides Shaq McCoy, but he's a freak as far as size. He's lost weight. He's lost like 40 pounds. So he's in the best shape he's been in a long time. And they say he's just, pretty solid.
right.
But you got Branham, Harris, and Blackstock have all started games, okay, in the SEC or against, D1 or whatever. So you got, which Branham, I don't know. I know he started the bowl
he started
game,
the bowl game.
but so if nothing else, you got guys with starting experience competing for those positions. And that's huge because last year we didn't have that. Last year, we just didn't have that. And so to me, that's a big plus that we got those guys. So, I hope Branham, I'm rooting for Branham. I think they've seen this coming. Someone else, I forget if it was Trey Beatty or somebody like that, was talking here a while back about they felt like they were setting Harris up to be the first in backup
The
again
sixth man, yeah.
because the way that Pittman, the way that some of the others were talking about him, they were bragging on him. They bragged on him the whole time, but it was almost like he's that Swiss Army knife that we need that, he can play in a lot of places and he's got a lot of experience. And so it's almost like they've been setting us up for the fact that, okay, he may not start. And we are both are fans of Harris.
I
You
love Harris.
especially, you're a big fan of Harris. And so that tells me that what they're seeing out of Branham and Shaq is good. That tells me that what they're seeing is a good thing because otherwise I would expect Harris to be, I mean, already penciled in as the starter. And so that tells me that they're putting up a fight that a guy that we think's pretty solid is having to, you know, look and say, hey, it may not be a chance to start.
But I mean here's the thing. There's competition there.
Exactly.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's what has me excited about this team. Now everybody's excited, but I mean we haven't had the competition like this in the past. I mean, last
Yeah.
year going in, we knew Armstrong and Tesla and Broden were going to be the guys.
Yeah.
We knew Haas was going to be the guy.
Yeah.
The offensive line we had a little bit, but I don't think that there's like can we scrap together a decent bunch?
We
Just
and we felt pretty good about Jackson last year. You
yeah,
know, we feel pretty good um about Russell this year. We
feel
feel
good
pretty
about
good about
Washington.
him.
We're talking about
And,
AJ
and we're
Green.
hearing really good things about Washington, man. I mean, so what they're saying, he's a speed guy. He's got some, he has a chance to break a few. Um, but here's the deal, Clint. We're talking about all this stuff and we're being really positive. And right now, here's the deal. Everybody's real positive. I heard Courtney Mims was on the bus this afternoon and she said she was on a roundtable with the SEC roundtable and she said people from Vanderbilt are positive about their team. People from South Carolina and Mississippi State, they're positive about their teams. Not all of us can be getting better.
I do well. The fact is, you can get better, and your record stays the same.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I love the competitions everywhere. I
Yeah.
love, I do, I love it. Um, and they're talking about competition in the secondary. It sounds like they've got a little bit more depth there.
Yeah.
I feel,
But who's going to be the guys back there?
yeah,
If we lost some guys that we thought, the Metcalf brothers, we thought could be the guys this year, they're gone.
right.
One of the guys we got returning that's a starter is Singletary. Clint, teams picked on Singletary. Ole
They,
Miss
they,
made Singletary look like a
they did. They're saying he's having a good camp. You
yeah,
kind of got to go back to my Robert Johnson thing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
well, of course he got benched for Mitch Mustang, but that's neither here nor there.
yeah, yeah,
And then Mustang got benched for Casey Dick, and then it became a whole thing.
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That.
And then some golden handcuffs or something. I don't know.
It's on Prime Video.
That's right.
So
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's on Prime Video.
something like
Um,
that.
yeah, it's on it's streaming somewhere.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
want, yeah. So, but if he wins the competition, he wins the competition. But it does make me feel good that there's some depth back there.
yeah.
I think they feel good at linebacker. I think they feel okay about defensive line. So why should I be pessimistic, Travis? Why?
Well, you sent me an interesting tweet,
Yeah.
and let's talk about that. Tell me what you sent the other day
Okay.
or
It was from
today.
JC Hoops at JC Hoops. So don't blame me. At JC Hoops. Hot take: this Arkansas football team is closer to the college football playoff than it is to 4-8. So I agreed with it that I think they're closer to that. Now, do I think they're that? No. But also don't I would come closer believing that than I would be. that they're that. And I'm going to explain why. And here's I love Travis Williams. Now, when they got shalopped a couple times, I think Ole Miss got them pretty good. Did anybody else really beat the brakes off of us last year, Travis?
I don't. I think Ole Miss was pretty much it. I
Oh,
think
Ole Miss. No, no, get me wrong. And I hate to
it was
admit this.
ugly. Yeah,
Ole Miss beat us like we owed them lunch money. Yeah,
yeah,
like it was like yeah. It was like it's like you made a bookie, like you took
yeah,
a bet out with a bookie, and you said,
yep,
give me Boise State in the under,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you lost and you didn't pay him, and he showed up and he broke your toes.
That's right.
That's what that was like.
Yeah,
Every other game you were in, and even against Texas, who was a playoff team, you played them well.
yeah,
Um, did we play? Tennessee was a playoff team. We beat them. When we won the turnover battle, we won. When we
yeah.
lost the turnover battle, we lost. Um, I just think they're now I'm not sitting here saying they're gonna don't go calling your bookie and getting on Bet Saracen, who by the way, we will take you as a sponsor. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think anybody's gonna do that. But go ahead.
no, don't but if you were, don't go do that because I really think you're looking at 8-4 for this team. We'll do a game by game breakdown, and I could be overly optimistic. I usually am, but I think a senior quarterback, you got more speed at the receiver. I think you got more depth at tight end, and I think the offensive line's going to be much improved. I think if the defense can at least just hold steady to where they were last year, which is going to be hard because you lost Landon Jackson. But I'm also a big believer in Quincy Rhodes Jr. So, Travis, tell me why I'm wrong, and tell me why it's all doom and gloom for the Razorbacks.
Well, and Clint, normally most years I would be right there with you,
Yeah,
but I'm a different person this year, Clint.
it's not them, it's you.
I don't know if it's the weight loss has made me more cynical. I don't know if I lost my positiveness in that, or I don't know what it is. But I think we're closer to the 4-8 than we are the playoff.
Okay, well, I mean it's fair
And
because
and
yeah,
here's why. I'm still not convinced Taylor Green's going to be able to find his receivers when they're open. He made a lot of bad choices last year, and he's going to have to prove it to me. Now, I hope he proves me wrong. I love the guy. I I think he's a wonderful person. I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a good leader on this team. But when it comes to making decisions at quarterback, he was wanting last year. And he's gonna have to convince me. I think there are some weapons on this team, but I think there were a lot more weapons on the team last year, and he missed them a bunch.
yeah. I think he just grew a dependency on Armstrong, and it became almost crippling.
Well,
So I'm gonna ask
and
you,
we
Trey.
can try to break it down, and we can try to psychoanalyze the kid. I don't know what it was. For whatever reason, the kid had tunnel vision. Whether it was the offensive line wasn't blocking well enough for had him running scared, whether it was he just had tunnel vision for Armstrong, he didn't trust the other guys. I don't know what it was. Whatever it was, he still got to prove it to me. Second of all, I'm not as convinced as you are that Quincy Rhodes is going to be the answer. I think Quincy Rhodes is a good defensive end, but I still think defensive end is the weak spot of this defense. I think our defensive tackles are going to be okay. I think I think with of course our boy Cam Ball, a ton of respect for him. I think Kincaid and the other guy that's lost all the weight. I think both of them are going to be good at defensive tackle. I think they're going to plug up the middle fine. But I don't believe we're going to be able to get a pass rush this year. I don't think Quincy Rhodes is a dominant pass rusher. I don't. I think if we get a pass rush, it's going to be from Shaw, Dix, from our linebackers. Okay. And it's going to be from Travis Williams coming up with ways to get those guys to the quarterback because I don't think we got the defensive ends. I hope I'm wrong. I hope some of these transfers are able to get some speed, some rush on them. But here's the deal: if you don't have a good pass rush, then you need some solid defensive backs because those two go together. That's peanut butter and jelly on the defense.
Right. Yeah.
If you don't have one, the other's not going to be good. And our weak spots on defense is defensive end and defensive backs. And I'm afraid that there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to pass the ball all over us. I hope not. I hope some of these defensive backs have gotten better. I hope the new ones that come in, I hope I'm wrong there. I hope, is it Woodard, the defensive back coach? Woodson. I hope he has these boys ready to roll right now, Bo. I hope they're ready to go, and they do a great job covering, but they still got to prove it to me. And until they prove it to me, with the schedule we have, the way the schedule, not just the schedule, the teams on the schedule, the way the schedule's laid out, I still have a hard time thinking more than 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I'd be shocked if they weren't at least bowl eligible. But you know what? There's a reason they play the games, Travis.
There is a reason.
There's a reason why you have to show up on Saturday. You got to put on them pads, put on the uniforms, run through the A.
That's right.
Because we don't know. We don't know until they play the games. And I'm excited. It's almost here. We are in the same month as the game. Yeah. We're going to start ramping up the football talk, I'm sure. There's going to be a lot more. I mean, the more practice goes, you're going to see who's going to be running out with the ones and all. The thing is, it's easy to figure out who the ones are because they run out with Taylor Green.
Yeah. And that's right. Yeah, that's right. Now, Clint, also today, to kind of, add to the excitement of football season was in this. I don't know. Did you ever go to the Touchdown Club?
I've never been to the Touchdown Club. Yeah, I don't like people.
Yeah, I never have either because honestly I just never have taken off work to. Yeah,
that's the other thing.
It's not something I feel like I should take off work to go to. It's a pretty good drive for me. However, every year I listen to and watch the videos of the different Touchdown Club speakers and all that. And so today the lineup for the Touchdown Club was announced. And it's a pretty interesting group of people, Clint. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, I've just pulled up the 2021 one, so that one's not right. So.
Yeah. All right. It starts off with Sam Pittman,
which is standard.
But man, second.
This is a good one.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a big get for the old Bazzaroni there. I heard Baz talk about it on the radio today. This is the first time Jimmy Johnson's been back to Little Rock since Miami came in and beat the Hogs when he was coaching there. Okay, so he doesn't come back to Little Rock much. That's going to be a big one. Now, if I go to one this year, and I probably won't, but if I was to go to one, it would be the next one.
Yeah, is that LT?
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
One of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
That's, I loved watching LT play.
Probably one of the best. I mean, he's maybe the greatest pass rusher of all time, regardless.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And one of the reasons, I've talked about on here that when I'm watching games, my eyes go to the defensive ends. One of the reasons is because I was watching LT every play when he played. And I loved watching him play. The next one will be Darren McFadden. I think this is like the third time they've had him in to talk or something like that, or they've had him before. Hunter Yurachek. The week of the Notre Dame game is Timmy Brown.
All right,
Uh,
that makes sense.
that's a good one. Uh, Craig James. He was NIL when NIL wasn't cool. um, Now this next one is he does it every year, but he's a guy that my attitude is changing toward him, Clint,
Okay.
and it's Butch Jones. I used to really didn't like him, but I
I
don't know
you
if it's because he's at Arkansas State or what. But in his interviews, I'm really liking the guy for some
Well,
reason.
here's the thing. Some guys shtick work good at smaller schools.
Yeah,
I don't think Butch Jones is an SEC coach.
yeah,
I think he's a great Sun Belt coach.
yeah, yeah. You're probably right there. Nathan Brown. Um, this one, the writing's kind of small, so I can't hardly see it. But Kelly Finglass or something. She's the like over the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and
Okay.
so she's gonna be popular because of uh she's got that they got that reality show or whatever with the
Don't try to
Cowboy
church it up,
cheerleaders.
Travis.
Anyway,
She's
so
popular because men are pigs. Go ahead.
yeah, well, but she's like older than we are, so
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's old.
but she's still pretty. Anyway,
So are we.
Holly Rowe, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that'd be good. That's a good one.
She's got a lot of experience. She's been around a long time, interviewed a lot of people. Greg Sankey,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
that's a big get. Getting the SEC commissioner, that's a big get there. Madre Hill and Anthony Lucas together. Um, I can't see who this one is. The picture I got, I can't remember who that one. The next to last one is, and then they finish up with Mark May, who he's a friend of. He's become a friend of Basil and he's been around quite a bit. So anyway, those are some good gets
I would definitely say LT would be the most exciting one to
for
me.
sure.
Um, so who's someone that's never been to the country, I mean to the touchdown club as far as you know that you would love to see come in?
Man, he's had some good ones, I mean, because you got to think like Peyton Manning was a great one.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, John Gruden was a great one.
right.
Um,
I would love to see somebody
Saban would be great. Belichick would be great.
like see like Greg Olson.
Greg
You
Olson,
know,
yeah, he'd be entertaining for
I
sure.
watched him on Bussing with the Boys. I
Yeah,
always go. I won't ever watch the entire thing, but I'll watch the clips and
yeah, that's the way I am. Yeah,
they talked about like his what if his kids got recruited by a rival and
yeah.
he's like, man, he goes, it's just it's their journey.
Um, I'll tell you one that I think would be fun. I don't think it'd be the most interesting, but I think it'd be entertaining. Would be Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah,
That would be one that would get a lot of tickets sold, and it would be a
yeah,
he,
and
he would
well,
bring he would bring so much energy to it that you know
I definitely think College Game Day is a good hands with him and Nick. I think they're going to be a good combination.
yeah.
I think you're going to see, especially with Corso gone, you'll probably see Herbstreit go more to Ip in the booth and focus on those duties. And
You
I
know
can,
who I
I can,
always thought should take Corso's spot?
I know who I thought back in the day, but they're obviously not going to do it for obvious reasons. Once I say who was my thought, you go
Who's your
ahead.
thought?
Les Miles.
Oh, mine is Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
I like
but
Peyton. I think Peyton would do good just because he's a good commentator, and then also he's willing to laugh at himself, and that's what made Corso so good. Was he didn't take himself so seriously, and so he was willing to do something like the headgear thing. And I think like a Manning who, but Corso was still sort of buttoned up at times, but then he could be goofy. And I think Manning's got that same kind of thing about him, And so I think Peyton would be an excellent one on there, but he'll never do it because
No, but I think you're seeing that with Saban. You see him pick,
I think so too. Yeah,
you
you're
know what I
right.
think? The more he gets into it, the more he's going to loosen up. And I think, I really do. I think the combination of him and McAfee is going to be tremendous
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
anyway,
McAfee he just brings so much energy. He's perfect for that in front of
yeah.
that crowd, working that crowd like he does.
So yeah, and I think you're going to see. I think it's just good. I think Saban's just going to get better and better,
Yeah.
and definitely going to miss Corso
Well,
though.
until he's coaching the Razorbacks next year.
He's going to coach, yeah, or the Cleveland Browns, either one.
Yeah. Now, one thing, did we talk about Coach Prime last week?
I think we did. Yes.
Did we talk about his press conference?
Yes, I'm almost positive.
Okay.
So I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. We can talk about it again.
Well, I'm just gonna say I was really, he's just impressed me in a lot of ways, and it was impressive the way as open as he was willing to be about his struggles there.
Yeah.
Because when he said that press conference was coming, I thought, okay, he's fixing to bow out of coaching, something like that. And then I heard, I didn't watch the whole press conference, but I just listened to clips of it. And his willingness to, man, he talked about some embarrassing stuff, Clint.
Yeah.
He talked about him and his grandson having to check their diapers together, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he made it kind of funny, but you know what I mean? Like, that's something you don't want to, especially talk about on national TV, especially when you're prime time, baby,
Yeah.
But he, to me, that was, I don't know. And that's one of the reasons I think he's doing such a good job as a head football coach, because he's, he was one of those guys that I didn't always like all the stuff he did, as far as promoting himself and everything, but I know why he did it. He did it because he made himself a business. He wasn't necessarily as arrogant as what he came across as. He just did it, because that's what sold. It was almost like a wrestler,
Yeah.
cutting a promo. I mean,
that's what they talk about Kiss.
Yeah.
Like Kiss didn't want to be the greatest rock band in the world. They want to be Coke.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so, but he just, I don't know. I just really impressed with that. And so, just wanted to say some kudos there and glad that he's past the cancer thing and then doing the things he's doing. I think college is the right place for him.
No, I do too. I think
the way he takes those kids under his wing and stuff like that. I think that's the right spot. Anyway, well, Clint, dude, football, get them. Let's go, boys.
Football's here, buddy.
Let's go, Hogs. I hope I'm wrong. I'm sorry I'm negative, folks, but I'm just being real. And I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to get on here and say I was wrong. And I'll say it. I'll admit it.
You got no problem saying it.
Because I've been wrong before that one time. And I got past that.
I told you not to buy that pencil with a eraser on it.
That's right. Yeah. Folks, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. It'll make Clint happy. Look how happy he'll be.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and listen, whatever you do in life, do not, and I repeat, do not let Clint drive the golf cart. It's a lesson learned. Lesson learned. Have a great week.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers break breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no water till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no water till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard I can barely breathe. Hard to sing a joyful song. The words got me on my knees.